So, we will discuss budget 2023 analysis in today's lecture, and specifically this lecture is based on the expectations from budget 2023 that was on Akantar company. Research was done, what the common people they think for budget, which is on my YouTube channel. So, we will discuss key highlights of this budget: agriculture startups, women saving scheme, green growth, Manrega allocation for education, defense budget, skill development, hotel and tourism, and direct tax, in which we will take only income tax. To encourage agri startups, increase credit limit of 20 lakh rupees. So, in this present budget, the FM announced agriculture accelerator funds to encourage agri startups by young entrepreneurs in rural areas. Agriculture accelerator funds aims to bring innovations and solutions for challenges faced by farmers and modern technology to increase productivity and profitability, because the farmers they are facing a biggest challenge regarding their low productivity and low profitability, and there is a lack of modern technology. So, such kind of the startups must be started in rural areas, which the government has increased the credit target of 20 lakh crore, so that such kind of challenge that can be meet out. Yet the sector is currently unviable, even as a large percentage of population is still dependent on it for livelihood. Agriculture lacks efficiency and remains a low income sector. More recent budgets gave a short shift to agriculture. So, if you see all these previous budgets, so we will not find much enhancement of budgets in specifically for agriculture sector, and there is a short shift in all the previous budgets. So, it is presumed that due to this the agriculture sector, the health of agriculture sector, that may be increased. So, still there is a need to create more employment opportunity and move towards commercialization and diversification agriculture and farm reform, especially modern land records. So, this is also biggest challenge in front of government regarding providing all the for startups, how the farmers they can be motivated for commercialization of agriculture, shifting from the food crops to cash crops, and how the diversification of agriculture that can be taken place, so that the farmer they can shift from the traditional crops to other crops. However, there is a natural farming, one of the concept is added by government in this budget, and 1000 crore farmers they will be encouraged for the natural farming, but no any guideline is clear about it ki how the government will motivate and what kind of policies will be for these farmers who are shifting from their present farming to natural farming. It's a new concept that came into this budget regarding the women empowerment, or just to encourage women for savings. This is a one-time small savings scheme in which a women, this is on savings 7,000% per annum. It is a Mahila Samman certificate, and that will made available for 2-year period, that is up to 2025. This is new kind of to motivating and about the economic empowerment of women. Green growth, this is one of the priority of this year's budget, citing that India is moving towards net zero carbon emission by 2070. So, this more focus on this budget 2023 on green growth, that is also taken into consideration. Or we can say about the environmental sustainability, it's a biggest challenge for government. So, in this budget such kind of the provisions are made by government. Manrega fund cut by 33% to 60,000 crore. So, experts believe that allocation does not meet, including me, that does not meet minimum guarantee 100 days employment to eligible households. So, the fund is cut in Manrega, and even in my lecture on expectations on budget, lots of the ways that is pending from in this West Bengal as at number 1. in this that model, you could see the lecture on my channel, Professor Santosh Nandal, expectation from budget, and the fund is cut. So that will be biggest challenge for people who are or who wants to get employment from Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or you can say scheme. Allocation for education up to 8.3% from last year. So education sector, their outlay that has been increased from rupees 1.3 lakh crore is received allocation, and it's increased from 8.3% from the previous budget, which was 1.04 lakh crore. And it's a new initiative that is taken by government, that is National Digital Library for children, adolescents, and that is provide the good quality of books when such kind of the situation in which we are our youths or our children, they are losing or they are learning their losses that is suffered during pandemics. So this is a big step for the specifically for youths and children. So good kind or quality of the books, if that will be supplied through digital library, so the student they can cover and they can learn their losses which they suffered during pandemic time. Defense budget, a jump of, we are also expecting कि budget must be increased in defense sector, and because we are facing problem nearby the tensions and other issue they are going on. So it seems that the government has increased 13% budget, and defense has got rupees 5.9 crore in this budget 2023, and even the capital outlay pertaining to development is also enhanced, and this budget has also sustained the thrust on modernization and infrastructure development of the defense services, and the total budget that has increased from the previous budget, that is rupees 68,371.9 crores. So specifically this is for the how the infrastructure, the modernization that can be taken place in a defense sector and how we can be sustained in it. Skill development gets a push in budget 2023. So this is skill initiatives that is taken for next 3 years, or that can specifically for the purpose of that ki India will we can make India as a global hub for skilling, including stipends to 47 lakh youths, and setting up, this is the first time the Skill India digital platform building 3 Skill India international centers across different states to open job opportunity for Indian youth overseas. So the Indian youth, so they can get such kind of the skills and the training from this Skill India international centers, and they can get opportunity for jobs in overseas also. So the demand-based formal skilling link eligible candidates with employers, including, and besides this the MSME employers, so the need-based such kind of the formal skilling must be given to the people of our country, so that can be helpful for MSME and facilitate access entrepreneur schemes also. So more and more youth they can be attracted to establish MSME, micro small medium enterprises, so that more and more self-employment generating activities that can come in the minds of youth of this country. The government is of the view that on the job training will help to raise employability of youths and open job opportunity for India's skilled workforce in other countries. Hotel and tourism, however, we were expecting that government will provide the status of industry to this hotel of tourism industry, but that is not given. But the hotel industry has also welcomed this budget, because they are thinking that tourism sector is first time added in this budget, and the proposal by finance minister put the sector on mission mode to attract more domestic and foreign tourists has been hailed by stakeholders. So this is a welcoming step by this hotel and tourism people, and the Bharat Dekho is a one kind of commendable approach, so that will push Indians to explore more about their country India. So this is a welcome step to further promote tourism and to identify 50 projects for the last mile connectivity improvement, because when the connectivity will be increased, more and more tourists, so they will be attracted for that. So, addition of the 50 airports, heliports and water drones should also benefit this industry, but it is a long time process. It will take 3 to 4 years. However, this is also a welcome step for this hotel and tourism industry. Income tax slabs, that is a revamped rebate limit has been increased from rupees 5 lakh to 7 lakh in this new tax regime, and the highest surcharge which was leveled on the personal income tax has been reduced from 37% to 25%. In new tax regime, people they were hoping, expecting from budget, but if you see the tax slabs from the 3 to 6, 5%, 6 to 9, 10%, 9 to 12, 15%, 15 to 12 to 15, 20%, and 15 lakh also above, that is 30%. So, this is the slab of, and we were hoping from old tax, because this is a new tax regime. There are two tax regimes in our country, old tax regime and the new tax regime. So, in the old tax regime, the government will give some benefits to standard deductions and some change in the income slabs. So, the old scheme is not touched in that. There are medical, ATC, ATD, there are many benefits that the employees they get through this old scheme. So, that is not. So, it seems that basic purpose of that government, the people they should switch over from the old regime to new tax regime. So, I think the government should have to do for old tax regime also regarding standard deductions and some kind of rebates. So, we can make analysis of this budget. Besides so much pros and cons, this budget is a growth oriented budget if government makes a decision timely, because if all these, the fiscal deficit is also a biggest concern, where previously it was 5.9%, but in the revision government has increased to 6.4%. So, if government could be able to implement this budget which is presented by finance minister, so certainly it will increase growth in the country, and as well as give more opportunity for the employability to youth and starts up, and specifically in a rural area, motivating rural youths to start these startups, and women they can also be attracted to make savings, economic empowerment that will also be enhanced, and if more and more startups will be established in rural areas, so certainly it will benefit to farmers, and that will helpful to increase the productivity and the profitability of the farmers, because the inputs that can also be used in these startups and some agricultural waste and other wastes. However, time will tell what kind of decision the government can take to implement this budget. Thank you very much. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, Professor Santosh Nand.